Hi, I'm Ethan, the mushroom guy, and today I'm answering one of the most common questions we get. What's the easiest, most beginner-friendly way to grow mushrooms? My answer? The all-in-one grow bag. They're a newer option in the mushroom world, but their convenience and flexibility make them a top pick for first-time growers. Think of all-in-one bags like a blank canvas. You choose the strain or the species, inject your spores, and let the magic happen. In about 60 days, you'll have a full flush of harvest-ready mushrooms. So, if you're ready to grow mushrooms the easy way, stick around. We'll walk you through how to succeed with your first all-in-one grow. Part 1. What is an all-in-one grow bag? Before we jump into the how-to, let's break down what an all-in-one grow bag actually is. Traditionally, mushroom growing involves two main components: grain and substrate. Grain becomes spawn when you add spores or liquid culture to it. Once that colonizes, it's mixed with substrate, the material where the mushrooms fruit, and take their final form. Transferring spawn to substrate isn't always foolproof. It can lead to contamination from bacteria or molds like trichoderma, which can wipe out your entire grow. So, what if we skip the transfer entirely? By combining grain and substrate in one bag, we reduce the risk of contamination. And that's exactly the idea behind the all-in-one bag. Each bag is pre-packed with sterilized grain and substrate inside of a special mushroom grow bag. With a built-in filter patch and injection port, you can grow your mushrooms from spore to harvest, all inside the bag. The injection port is usually a black rubber square or circle on the bag. It's self-healing, which means that it reseals after you inject the spores or the liquid culture, helping prevent contamination. The filter patch, usually a white square on the front, keeps contaminants out while allowing fresh air in and gases from the mushrooms to escape. The bag creates ideal conditions for fruiting, the stage where mushrooms form and grow. It maintains a balance of humidity and airflow, with a few simple tweaks we'll cover later. Now that you know what an all-in-one grow bag is, let's get to the fun part: how to actually grow mushrooms with it. There are three main steps: inoculation, incubation, and fruiting. But we're not just listing them. We're going to walk you through every detail so you know exactly what to do at each stage. Part 2, inoculation. The first step to growing mushrooms is inoculating your all-in-one bag. Now, you might be asking, what the does that mean? Totally fair. Inoculation is just a mycologist's way of saying you're adding mushroom spores, or mycelium, into a sterile grow medium. In this case, our grow bag here. And we're doing it with a syringe, filled with spores or other liquid culture suspended in a sterile liquid. This little guy holds the future of your mushrooms. To avoid contamination, we'll need to prep a few things and gather our supplies. 1, a spore or liquid culture syringe. 2, disposable gloves. 3, 70% isopropyl alcohol. Wipes or spray will do just fine. Paper towels. And a clean work surface. Now that we've got everything we need, let's get started. First, throw on some gloves. Next, clean and disinfect your workspace. Clear away any clutter so you've got plenty of room to work. Now, spray. Wipe it down. Take your syringe out of any outer packaging and set it on your clean surface. Leave the needle sealed for now. Disinfect your gloves by giving them a quick spray with your rubbing alcohol and briskly rub together. Next, spray and wipe your bag with isopropyl alcohol, focusing particularly on your injection ports. Now that everything is prepped, let's inoculate this bad boy. give your gloves one more quick spray, just for good measure. Next, make sure to spray and wipe the syringe and the needle while they're still in the package. First, twist off the stopper cap from your syringe. Next, grab your needle and peel the packaging halfway down. Twist the needle onto the syringe and remove the cap in one swift motion. Be careful not to poke yourself, since we're not inoculating humans today, or ever. Insert the needle into the injection port and inject 5 to 10 cc's of your liquid culture. 5 is about half. 10 is the whole thing. Cap the needle and safely dispose of it. And congratulations, you have officially inoculated your first mushroom grow bag. You are a mushroom grower. Next up, incubation and how to kickstart growth as quickly as possible. But before we do, we now interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for this quick announcement. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, give it a like, a comment below, and why don't you throw a little mushroom emoji in there, and even consider subscribing. Viewers like you make this programming possible. Part 3, incubation. After inoculation, the culture starts growing and spreading throughout the bag. This process is called colonization. Mycelium usually takes a few weeks to develop, sometimes longer if you're starting from spores. Expect to see real growth in about 2 to 3 weeks after inoculation. That's where incubation comes in, creating the ideal environment to help your mushrooms thrive. Incubation is all about creating the right conditions for strong, steady mycelial growth. Mushrooms need 3 things for ideal incubation. Temperature. Keep your bags in a cozy spot between 70 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the most important factor. Darkness. Light can trigger early fruiting, so choose a dim or dark space with no direct lighting. Cleanliness. Avoid placing bags on the floor or in dusty, cluttered areas. A clean space helps prevent contamination. Start simple. A clean shelf in a room temperature spot does the job. Down the line, you can experiment with tools like space heaters, heat mats, or DIY incubation chambers for more control. During incubation, try to minimize handling. The less you move the bag, the lower the chance of contamination. Patience is key at this stage. This is also the stage where contamination will usually show up if something went wrong during inoculation. So keep an eye out for unusual colors or smells. And if you're unsure or concerned, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help. After 2 to 3 weeks, you should start seeing bright white hair growth near the injection site or elsewhere in the bag. That's your mushroom mycelium. Once about 20 to 30% of the bag is colonized, we're gonna go ahead and give it a little boost. Part 4, break and shake. Next, we're gonna help the mycelium spread through the rest of the bag. This step is called break and shake. Just give the bag a little massage. Press on the colonized area, break it up, and then mix everything around to distribute the mycelium evenly. Once everything is well mixed, reshape the bag into a block and return it to the incubation area for about 2 more weeks or until it's fully colonized. Once the bag is fully colonized with bright white mycelium, start checking daily for pins. Those tiny, adorable little baby mushrooms. Here's a pro tip. Wrap a large rubber band around the top of the bag once it's fully colonized. This helps reduce side pinning. Side pinning happens when the substrate shrinks from the colonization and the moisture loss, creating gaps where mushrooms want to grow. Now that your bag is fully colonized and you're starting to see pins, it's time for the most exciting part. Part 5, fruiting. Your patience is about to pay off. You made it through incubation, your bag is bursting with potential, and it's finally time to grow some mushrooms. Let's turn those pins into full-grown fungi with just one easy step. Grab a clean, sharp knife. Find the filter patch and cut a hole about the same size as the patch just below it. You can do this on one or both sides of the bag. Next, gently push the sides of the bag in and out to let it breathe. This introduces fresh air, which triggers the mushroom growth. Place the bag under a lamp or in a well-lit area that gets at least 12 hours of light per day. Avoid direct sunlight or heated lamps, which will tend to dry them out. If the inside of the bag looks dry, give it a light misting with distilled water. You should see water droplets naturally forming on the inside of the bag. This indicates that humidity is at the ideal range of somewhere between 80 and 90%. Check in daily and watch your mushrooms take off. They'll usually be ready to harvest within a week of pinning, and I'll tell you what, they grow fast. Part 6, harvesting and second flush. You've made it to the finish line. Your mushrooms are fully grown, and now it's time to harvest. Look for the sweet spot. Harvest just before the caps fully flatten or start turning upward. This gives you firm, fresh mushrooms before they start dropping spores all over the bag. To harvest your mushrooms, extend the cut that you made earlier all the way across the bag. This will allow you to reach in and pluck. You can also use what is called the Hoodie Tek. Cut the bag open at the base in a sort of hoodie shape. One horizontal cut across the front near the bottom until you can peel the front of the bag upward like a flap for easy access. You can then close it back up for future harvests. Once you have access, gently grab each mushroom at the base and twist upward to remove it. Avoid pulling straight out. A gentle twist helps protect the block underneath. Bonus: getting a second flush. Once you've harvested, your block still has more to give. To encourage a second flush, mist lightly inside the bag if it looks dry. Keep the bag in the same fruiting conditions, indirect light, fresh air, and humidity. Be patient. It may take 1 to 2 weeks, but new pins should begin to form. You can repeat the harvesting process again, and sometimes even get a third flush depending on your conditions. And that's it. Whew. You just grew mushrooms from start to finish in a single bag. If you've made it this far, thanks for growing with us. We hope that this made the process feel a little more approachable, whether you're brand new or just looking for a simpler way to grow. Got questions? Drop them in the comments or reach out to our team. We're always here to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mushroom tips, tutorials, and behind-the-scenes content. Happy growing. We'll see you next time.